Hi, hope you've had a great week. This is our video lesson for your Miss class today. Today I wanted to look at using double stops and getting more familiar with double stops. So that would mean playing two strings at the same time. And some really important things to remember as we're doing this is that the strings should be played evenly so that it sounds like the same tone from two different instruments. So what we want to do is keep things as steady as possible all the way through the core of the note. So from when you start the note to when you finish the note, we should have the same quality of tone. Okay, the same quality of tone. So you'll have to adjust your bow pressure. You'll have to adjust the positioning of your violin, just make sure it's comfortable, and so that we're getting really clear two tones at the same time. So the music that I'm going to attach to this lesson also is just double stops on open strings. It looks like this. And essentially, we're going to be using a metronome, and we're going to use open string double stops. We're going to play open string double stops at about a 70 or a 69, kind of around that area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the metronome playing, or ticking, and then I'm going to play through the exercises without the repeats, and so that you can kind of hear how it is. Okay, so the first one is exercises for drawing the bow across the strings. And again, we just want to make sure that things are evenly placed so that we're not going to get more pressure on one string than the other, and then we hear more string than the other. We don't want it to sound crunchy. So it's kind of a balance that you'll have to get and play around with your pressure and everything. You can keep, for this, you can keep your hand over here. You don't need to have your hand down here. It might make you feel like you have a bit more control if we hold it up. So if we're doing the A string and E string, the two together will sound like this. And we want to keep that tone together the same all the way through. So at the tip, it sounds the same as it does at the frog. Did you hear that kind of little sound? So that just means the bow is slowing down. That means keep moving that bow. Okay, so at the frog, you'll have to lighten your pressure a little bit as well. Here's the A and D. And then the D and the G together. So I find that what's really helpful is to look at the strings, make sure that the bow is like, kind of look down at the strings and make sure that the bow is evenly placed on both of them. And, you know, just listen and make adjustments to your arm. Okay, and that's the best way. It's muscle memory. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Correct your mistakes, and so that you can get really good tone and practice the good tone. Avoid, if you hear something that doesn't sound right, or if you hear something that's a little crunchy, just adjust it. Speed up your bow if necessary. Tilts, you know, adjust the angle a little bit if you need to. Whatever you need to do to make it sound good. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the metronome, and it's going to be at, I think it's set at 72. I think. 72. So I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to put it, if I put it here, can you see it? No? Okay. Put it over here. You can hear that. So, quarter notes, one tick per bow. Okay, so we're starting with A and E string, 2, 3, 4. I find the quarter notes a little bit easier because we're kind of moving them bow quicker. Once you get comfortable with them, you can move back and forth quickly. The half notes are the second line, and the half notes I find a little bit more challenging because we have to keep our bow more steady. We need more bow control. Okay, so it sounds like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Repeat. I'm not going to do the repeat. You get the idea. The last line is whole notes. Okay, super challenging because we've got 4 counts that we have to continue our bow. We have to ration that bow, save it so that we can keep the tone steady until the very end. So here's how line 3 of that first exercise sounds. 3, 4. So that's going to be our goal this week. We're going to work on a new technique, and let me turn this off. We're going to work on a new technique, which is the double stop. So practice those. You can adjust the metronome tempo. If 72 was a little bit too fast and you felt like you know, it's not going to be too fast probably when you get to the whole notes, but for the quarter notes on the first line, if it feels like it's too fast, then slow it down a little bit. And then you can kind of gradually build up your speed the more comfortable that you feel with that. Before I end our video today, I do want to play for you the second exercise, which has a little bit more variety in the rhythms. So instead of just straight quarter notes or straight half notes or straight whole notes, we have some eighth notes with some half notes. And so what I'd like to do is just kind of play for you the first half of that so that you can try that a little bit and see how those change. There is a little bit more change, even kind of quick changes between one set of the double stops on A and E and then the other set on D and A. So just keep those in mind. Be patient with yourself. If you know you're not making great sound, be patient with yourself. It takes some time, right? So don't be too hard if you're not getting it right away. Just keep at it. That's the most important thing. I'm going to turn the metronome on, and I'm going to maybe slow it down just a little bit. Okay, just going to put it to a 66. Okay, so this is exercise number 2 on the bottom of the page. Okay, it's called Exercises for Smooth Changes of Stroke. That's what it's called. So eighth notes, half notes. Here we go. 3, 4. So you get kind of an idea about how those sound with the different rhythm patterns. Okay, so we're doing some fast notes and we're doing some slow notes. So really open string exercises just to get the control of the 2 strings, even tone. That's the most important thing that I really would like you to work on, is listening for a clear, good, quality tone. From the bottom of the bow when you start at the frog, all the way when you pull to the tip. That's what our aim is, okay? So we really want to get to that eventually as our goal. And strong sound even through those long whole notes. Okay, so I'm going to attach this to the video. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.